So I am getting ready for our cottage garden tour. Quite early this morning, and I thought I would just share with you what our garden looks like shortly before our garden tour. It's been such an exciting time for Joe and I to participate in this event. These are the sweet peas, and I'm just thrilled with them this year. Joe planted them, and they are just so pretty. I've been training them in a whimsical way, I think. Oh, I forgot to show you the butterfly bushes. And yes, they attract a lot of butterflies, which is why I assume they have the name they do. I've roped off a small area on the side garden because the terrace is very steep and the stones are very old, and we did not feel safe for visitors of the tour to walk down. The hydrangea that we planted is looking so pretty. The pincushion blossoms. There are a few dahlias in the background that were also just recently planted by Joe. The barrels have a variety of ferns and rosemary. I actually allowed a few weeds to stay there because they're so pretty. Sometimes people think, well, it's a weed, I'm going to pull it. But I've learned that weeds have a place too in the garden, especially if they're pretty. These are the ox eye daisies. At first, when I found out the date for our tour, I was a little bit disappointed because some of the plants and flowers and shrubs that I thought were so gorgeous actually were blooming in the spring and were not in bloom in midsummer. However, I also learned and accepted that that was truly more representative of a garden, since gardens represent just enough of life that we have the realization that we don't have any control over things. So that being said, there are things that are in bloom and things that are not in bloom, that are going out of their season. And isn't that the true reality of life? Things come, things go, things flourish and bloom. So one of the examples is this Cecil Brunner climbing rose over our arbor. Just short of a month ago, it was absolutely gorgeous, filled with blooms. And for our tour, I don't think there's a single flower there. However, it still holds its own beauty. And hopefully next season it will return. On the side front yard are more sweet peas. In the background is what I call Joe's garden because he planted everything. So proud of all the tomatoes coming up, large and small, variety. Someone asked us if we were going to can them, and I actually hadn't even thought of that. Maybe I'll learn how to do that this year. On the side yard are 3 trellises in the shape of a birdhouse. 2 of them have clematis, and 1 of them has the red roses. On the side deck, we have a large fuchsia potted. And I think I'll take you down this way to the, take a back step here. I have a little tea cart. Now, if you've seen any of my earlier videos on YouTube, I'm not sure when it was, but I actually showed where I went to an antique store and found this little cart. Originally intended to find something for the inside of our home, I came across this, and it was a great bargain, and I decided that it would be perfect out in the garden on the deck. So let's go on down here into my shed area. And I don't know what these are. There's some kind of berries, but they were a nice surprise to see them bloom when I returned from California recently, and I was like, oh my goodness, they're so pretty. I'm excited. Maybe they're just, I don't know what they are. They look kind of Christmassy. So anyway, here's my little she shed, and I've cleaned it up a bit. I swept it and organized a little bit more. I have some gardening things in here, some extra pillows for chairs, and my fertilizer, and Sluggo and all that stuff down on the bottom. And then I use this area as sometimes painting, just sitting back here looking at gardening magazines or whatever. I painted this piece of art in a class that I had taken. It was just a fun little class, you know, those classes that you take and everyone paints kind of the same thing together, only different. You choose your colors and stuff. So this is a great little shed. I'm not really sure who built it, if the former owners or the owners before that. However, I sure do utilize every single aspect of it. I think this side was built with old windows, it looks like, and they just kind of put them together, and then they connected. There's another shed on the other side, and we just store like not tools, but like an old shovel, some leftover potting pots from containers and things like that. So This is Lantana. I love these and I love the way they smell. This particular little flower reminds me of my grandmother because I'm pretty sure she had these at her home. And when I was a little girl, I just remember the smell of them. And so when I smell these, I always think of my grandmother. It's funny how the scent of something brings back such powerful memories. So I thought I'd take you on the side yard where we have a peach tree planted in memory of our sweet little beloved pet Cammie, and it's doing great this year. We have some peaches and it's a nice little tribute. And these are our butterfly shrubs as seen from the other side of our yard. So this is an entrance to the basement. When we usually don't use that door at all, but anyway, this is the terrace and the area that I had blocked off. You can see how the stones are very old. I hope you enjoyed walking along with me pre-garden tour. You got a sneak peek before anyone else. We felt so honored to be asked to share our garden with people in our community. The money raised helps beautify this little town, which is so great. And Joe and I were so happy to be part of it, being that we're rather newbies in the area. So thank you for sharing this moment with me, and I hope you are doing well. Have a lovely day, stay safe, my friend, and I'll see you in the next video.